Hi, thanks. Yeah, my name's Mike Walkham. I'm a detective with the Edmonton Police Robbery Section. Thanks for coming out today. On December 16th, the Big C Pawn Shop was robbed by two people at about 1:30. They walked in from the west, came in. One of them pulled out a handgun, pointed it at the employees that were in the store. In the ensuing couple of minutes, they smashed cabinets, stole jewelry, stole cash from the location. And right before they fled, the last thing they did is one of the people pointed the gun to the employees and shot both of them. They did sustain serious injuries that required medical treatment. Both are fine, back at work now. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about that today, just because it is such an oddity that we have somebody use that level of violence in a robbery. Typically, our robberies that happen, the people will threaten violence, or they'll use a small amount of it. The violence that happened on December 16th, the gunshots, the people being shot, it's absolutely unnecessary and unprovoked. Both of our employees followed every demand that the suspects had. They did nothing to provoke these people, and yet they still got shot. This is a rarity, but it is also why this is a priority for us today to be here talking to you guys, appealing to the public, hoping that somebody recognizes these suspects. Somebody knows who they are. Somebody has seen a piece of the jewelry that they stole. Somebody knows something out there, and we're just asking the public to please help us out. This is a family business. This happened in the middle of the day. Anybody could have been inside, and when anything happens with a firearm, just the possibility of somebody getting hurt way worse than what happened is always there.
Why do you think that happened? I mean, they were on their way out, the employees were being compliant, and how disturbing is that they decided to use such violence when everything was essentially done?
To say why they did it, I don't know. Could be any number of reasons. They could have been unstable, it might just be something they wanted to do, they might have been caught up in a dynamic situation, right? Anytime that anything is happening like that, the nerves are going, everybody gets excited, potentially something like that happens. Maybe that wasn't their intention when they went in. We just don't know, but we just know that we want to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Was this just an isolated incident? Do you believe in this area of that day, or did they target anywhere else? Did they flee on foot? Did they go in a vehicle?
Right now, all we know is that they did flee on foot. We haven't connected this to any other cases at this point in time. I'm not saying that it doesn't have connections to them, but at this point in time, this is an isolated incident.
So the shooting only happened at the end of the robbery, is that correct?
At the very end of the robbery, yes, both of the employees were shot.
How common are robberies in this area with pawn shops? I know there's a lot of them in the area. How common is that?
I don't have that on hand. Pawn shops aren't a regular target for the robberies that we deal with. Typically they have very good video surveillance, so it's not a common thing that they get robbed, but it does happen. So I don't know. I can't really accurately answer your question. Maybe later on our media people could get you some of that information.
So about the video, is there video of these people and the robbery event?
Yes, there is video that is being released of this incident. It has been released already.
Can you talk about the video a little bit? Are you confident with what we can see in the video that someone could identify these suspects?
Their faces are covered. They have taken efforts to conceal who they are. You know what? We all know people, no matter how masked up they get, the way they move, their mannerisms, the way that they are, and even just the clothing that they're wearing. If somebody knows them well enough, they will recognize them, right? Whether that be son, brother, boyfriend, whatever it is, the chances are that somebody will recognize them.
Does it seem like a targeted attack or completely random from what you've heard from the witnesses?
I do believe that the people went in with a plan and knew what they were doing. They didn't just pick a place at random. They definitely chose to come to this place and had a plan going in. I don't think it was targeted for any specific reason, though. It's just one that they chose.
Do you know how much was stolen, money-wise, or
Not offhand. I don't have that information with me. There is a list of the jewelry that was stolen, though, that we will be releasing in hopes that somebody will recognize. There are some fairly distinct pieces there.
How disturbing is something like this, though? I mean, it sounds like the employees employees did everything they were supposed to do, if something like this happened, I think whatever police would tell someone is, they followed.
Yep.
And then you see them, they could have died. And we saw this happen in those max shootings like back in the day where, they're killed for nothing. So how disturbing is this? And what would be your warning to others?
Well, it is disturbing, the fact that these people went in there. They did not need to shoot anybody. The employees followed everything that they were supposed to. They did everything right, and still, completely unnecessary, they got shot. That's not what's supposed to happen. They did what they were supposed to do. So it is disturbing, and that's why we're hoping that somebody can help us before somebody gets hurt worse.
Sounds like the employees are back at work already. So did they close for a bit, or do they seem so rattled, or just they're moving on?
I'll let them speak to that.
You said the suspects fled on foot. Do you know which direction?
They fled to the south.
Have you gotten any tips or anything about this yet?
Well, this is our first media release today, so we're hopeful that we'll get some information from the public now that it's been sent out.
Did any other businesses have any information to provide nearby?
Yeah, we've canvassed all the businesses nearby for video surveillance, just to kind of follow our suspects around and see where they came to and from. But yeah, it's an active investigation, so we're still exploring all of those avenues.
Gunshots at close range can be fatal, obviously. These guys were pretty lucky. Was there anything said to the employees before the gunshot?
Not that I'm aware of. There's nothing specific that would have indicated that they would have been shot. Right? There was no threats that, nothing to indicate that it was forthcoming.
Do you believe that the robbers meant to hit them? I guess they fired at them, but was it supposed to be kind of any idea?
Honestly, I don't know. That's putting myself in the shoes of the person that did it, and I really couldn't tell you, right? But anytime that you pull the trigger, it can have awful, awful repercussions.
What does this tell you, or have you seen a lot of robberies at this time of day? You'd think they would wait till nighttime if they made a plan, but they went in the middle of the day. Is this a common thing right now?
You know what? Robberies do happen at all hours of the day, but at the same time, you would have hoped that they would have come in at a later time when there's less likely to be kids in there and lots of customers. But as to why they came at the time they did, I don't know.
Thanks so much.
It's Michael, Michael, Walkom, Walkom.
And your official title?
I'm a detective with the robbery section at Edmonton Police.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.